Hi YouTube, it's Toy, and it's Monday, so I am doing my video for TransScribersFTM about family. And this is actually a really important subject for everybody, but in particular for Chase and I the past few weeks. First, let me say really quickly, my son is 15 years old. He met Chase and didn't know anything about Chase being trans. When I told my son, he reacted and responded in exactly the way that I expected him to. He didn't care. He was like, he's a nice guy. That's all that matters to me. He's going to do what he's going to do. Which I thought was really, I was proud of him. My sister also knows. She's gay, so she is accustomed to being, I guess, maybe in a situation where people might judge you based on things that really are none of their business. She has no issues with it. My extended family does not know, only because I haven't had an opportunity to tell them, if I need to tell them at all. If I did, they really have no impact on me, my life, my decisions, my choices, or anything I do. If I thought that they would take it badly, oh well. If there was a necessity to tell them, I'd tell them anyway. And however they deal with it, that's for them to deal with, not for me to deal with. I'm not going to live my life tiptoeing around what other people want me to do and what other people expect me to do. The issue is with them if they have any kind of problem with it, and they'll figure out how to deal with it, or they won't. The biggest issue we've had right now is Chase's family. Chase's 15-year-old son knows, and he's okay with it. He had some questions and some concerns when Chase first told him, which was expected. When you're talking about a child's primary parent, any kind of big change is going to bring some kind of drama for them. But his drama was very short-lived, and he's really cool about it. Chase's younger son does not yet know, for a couple of reasons. One, because he's younger. Two, he has Asperger's syndrome. He's high-functioning autistic, and he's very impulsive. So Chase right now is trying to gauge how to tell him and how to deal with the possible impulsive responses he may have in situations where maybe Chase isn't ready to address it yet. So we're working on how to figure out how to tell him. The biggest issue we've had right now is Chase's mom and sister. Chase's brother was fine. He didn't faze him at all. He was like, cool, you know, okay. No big issues there whatsoever. Chase's mom and Chase's sister, when he told them, they took it really well. His sister made jokes about getting a brother now, and wanted to know if there was some way to do a breast donation type thing. And his mom seemed really okay with it. And one of the things Chase said to me after he told them was that he was afraid that they took it too well, that they were going to go home with this information and think about it and decide that there were problems with it. And unfortunately, that seems to be what's happened. Chase's sister, I'm not terribly concerned about her, because it seems to me the way she's coming at it is more of, okay, yes, I have these questions, I have these concerns, I'm going to love you anyway, but I want to know this, this, and this. And that she just strikes me as the type of person that's going to ask her questions, get them out on the table, and then deal. However she has to deal with it. The idea, there is no concept that Chase won't be in her life or anything like that. It's just she's going to figure out how to incorporate this new bit of information into her life. Chase's mom, on the other hand, just before Chase left Texas, before he moved to Florida, they had a conversation where his mom said things like he was being selfish. He was doing this to her. He was being impulsive. He was self-diagnosing. And a few other things. And I have to admit, when he told me about the conversation, I was really, really angry, because for the same reasons why I will tell my family whenever the opportunity arises, and they deal with it however they deal with it. And this is just the kind of person I am. I can't imagine wanting somebody you love to, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I mean, I know she's scared. I know she doesn't understand. And like he said, her only concept of anything like this right now is, you know, the movie Boys Don't Cry. And I'm sure that's got to be a horribly frightening thing to imagine your child going through. So I'm choosing to believe that she's going to come around. She doesn't strike me as a closed-minded person. She doesn't strike me as a selfish person. You know, she raised Chase, so she's got to have the capacity to see past this and realize that no matter what, he's still her child. He wrote her a really long letter, 5 pages, that he gave to her this weekend, where he laid out more of where his head is, what his plans are, as far as counseling and stuff goes, and a lot more of I guess the emotional aspect. And he left the letter off explaining to her that he was not going to force the discussion on her anymore. Not that he had forced it before, but just for future reference. He wasn't going to force the discussion on her. When she felt ready to talk to him about it, they would talk, but that he was going to move forward with what he needed to do to be him. And I'm really relieved about that. Only because my fear at the beginning of all of this had been, I know he needs to make the choices that he makes for him, not for anybody else. He can't make a choice for me because it's going to make me happy. He can't make a choice for his mother, for his children. He has to make these choices for him and what's going to make him happy. And he already knows that I am behind him no matter what he decides to do. As I've said before, I love the person. I do not love the gender, the future gender, the past gender. None of that matters. I love the person that he is on the inside, that he will always be, regardless of what costume he has on the outside. That doesn't matter to me. So I don't know what could have been done differently. As far as the kids go, I think they're way more open to stuff like this. They're also way more susceptible to the fear of standing out, but I don't know, I guess maybe it comes down to the fact that, like Chase said, you know, his mom has known him for 40 years in the body he's been in, whereas his kids have only known him for 15 and 12. So, I don't know. I'm hoping his mom comes around, and I'm hoping he comes to a place where he can make the decisions that he needs to make to be happy, because he will be such a huge benefit to everybody that he loves when he's genuinely happy. And hopefully they will all realize that and support him and love him, regardless of what he decides to do. 10 minutes goes by really fast when you have a lot to say. Maybe I'll post a video on my personal channel. But until next Monday, you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.